Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gyro. After well over 500 attempts at Mage Tower in patch 9.25 first, and now is patch 9.2.7, I have finally gotten the best form that exists there in World of Warcraft, and I'm absolutely not regretting all this effort put in. I will tell you what you don't know, or I will just synthesize the right information for you. I'll give you not generic tips, but exactly what worked in the end. And when I say to you 500 plus attempts, more closer to like 560 attempts, I have absolutely no shame saying this to you, because my friends, when you watch all these endless videos that have been recorded during patch 9.1.5, or when you see those bears running around who got the forms in Legion, I'm sorry, my friends, this is not to undermine your achievement, because it is freaking hard. It was freaking hard. But right now, it is much, much harder. It is much harder. Hence, it takes a lot of preparation, a lot of learning. It is very, very hard to get this form. But in all honesty, once you know everything that I also will synthesize for you in this video, it will be much, much, much easier. Now, first of all, we pre-pot. We are going to use the Potion of Unbridled Fury just before we click entry. This gives us about 20 to 22 seconds of extra fire damage added to us as the fight begins, because all the pre-play is going to consume quite a bit of that, but that adds up to something, and I was really desperate. You can see Potion of Unbridled Fury is now ready to be used, and you wish that you could jump into the fight straight away, but you cannot. Apply Shadow Core Oil. Use both War Scrolls of Fortitude and War Scroll of Battle Shout, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure that you have the agility increasing flask on you. This is Flask of the Currents, either greater or normal Flask of the Currents, and make sure you have food buff as well for stamina in this particular case. I start the fight just here. You can start in bear form, you can start in normal form, doesn't matter. I do one Moonfire and then I pop Void Walker straight away. That's all that's required for Void Walker. Pop him away so that he doesn't taunt and doesn't get into the fight right next to anything that's going to be happening here, and you don't want it. Now, after the first interrupt that you did, after the first interrupt, not before, you pop your Spectral Swashbucklers or your Lumberjacks, whatever trinket you decided to use. It's very important, otherwise they're gonna die. From now on, they'll be okay. You can see that they're having a good time now, smacking Varys, and it's all gonna be great for them, you know? Now, let's go into mechanics. So, interrupt of the drain life obviously is critical, absolutely important. What's important as well, check the description of the video. I will post the macro that you absolutely need. It's going to make your life much easier. First of all, you put Varys and then Cruel later into focus. You put them into focus frame. You can see the ugly focus frame on the left of my portrait there on the screen, on the left of Zulu Bear. Why? Because you will be targeting different things, and you want to be able to do your Skull Bash and make sure that in any form, whichever form you're in, there are two macros for this. One is in bear form, obviously, another one switches you to bear form, and then it charges, right? But you want to be able to interrupt straight away wherever you are, whoever you are targeting. It's critical. You can see how quickly we got to Cruel because of this DPS, the insane DPS that two pets are doing. I guess it's cheese, but I certainly paid for it dearly by trying every other imaginable way first. So, in this particular case, you ignore the first Annihilate, or you don't ignore it, but you try to be as high on health as possible. Maybe you will use Iron Fur here, but it's not essential. I forgot to use the Drums of Fury here, but this is where I would use Drums of Fury, and you can see that I am being a bit of an idiot, and I forgot to use also the Unbridled Fury. I pre-potted, but I forgot to use it now. Needless to say, as I said, I expect you to understand already how this fight works. Needless to say that you need to absolutely interrupt the Nether Horrors straight away. You do regrowth on yourself as soon as they come out, if they are not running to you already, so that they don't go to Velen. They will kill Velen instantly. So you regrowth to pull them. Your pets are already bashing on Cruel. You are interrupting the cast of the Nether Horrors. And you also, whenever you can, preferably just before he starts casting Annihilate, you are going to use, obviously, the orbs. Have orbs saved. You will obviously have orbs saved from phase 1. You don't need them there. Interrupt his Twisted Reflection or the fight is over. And get out of green when you can, but it's not super critical. And that's what makes it look so easy. But positioning is everything, making sure that you understand what you're doing, letting your pets do the job. Yes, they do the hard work for you, massive amount of hard work. They are vastly better than any other legit available trinket in the game right now. But like I already said, it's far from a free kill. Far from it. Do not let people make you believe this. Yes, it's much easier, especially once you familiarize yourself with the fight, but this is what's going to make you win this. So this is one of those tactics that snobs call cheese tactics, okay? And I have definitely earned my right for cheese, because I tried every single tactics that is non-cheese, the hard way. I've done everything, okay? Everything. Alright, so what I ended up with is this. Here is what is going to work. So first of all, watch all those videos, go through the first 100 of deaths in that damn tower, and you will learn the actual encounter. You will understand what you're dealing with over there. I will point it out during the video, but I'm not gonna focus on this. I assume that you know what's gonna happen to you in the tower, okay? So here is what you do. Massive shout out to my man here, linked on the screen. It's his video that set me in the right direction of these cheese, I don't care by the way, tactics to get this bear form, because Blizzard has made it as hard as they could for us, so we might as well use every other tool available in the game, including trinkets, cheese trinkets, in order to get this kill. So my man here on YouTube, the one who set me on Sune, the one who sent, I just don't know how to pronounce his name. Thank you, my man, if you're somehow watching this. What he did is he was using the cheese trinket manual of void calling, and he was also using the other cheese trinket. And by the way, I have every single trinket available to me, and only now I got my kill. He was also using Barov's Lumberjack Cola. So both trinkets you get from your garrison. But I found that the Captain Zvezdan's Lost Leg is a much higher damage output. Somehow, at least in my experiments, it ended up being higher than Lumberjacks, okay? Captain Zvezdan's Lost Leg is gotten from a rare event on Timeless Isle in Pandaria. Another thing that you need to get yourself through is basically, what are we doing here? We are maximizing the amount of passive damage that you're doing passive, while you will be doing active damage and dodging all sorts of stuff in the fight. So Handguards of Demonsbane are fantastic. Do not think that they're optional. Just go do the opening quest line to Legion. If you haven't done it, if you have done it already and didn't get this prize, didn't get this reward from the quest, tough luck. So these two trinkets, these gloves, lightless force on both Claws of Ursok as the enchant, and also to a slightly lesser degree important, but still we're gonna take any passive damage. Like I said, you will enchant your level 50 item, level 50 necklace with Mark of the Hidden Satyr to squeeze out a tiny bit more, up to about, I don't know, a percent and a half of total damage this thing does. It's not too bad. I would not, I repeat, I would not lose my sleep over min-maxing the different gems and agility gems and every socket on everything imaginable. If you can get it, get it. If you can't get it, don't worry about it. Just get decent gear. As you can see, some of it has sockets for me, some of it doesn't. It will all be, again, in these trinkets, but they are not going to do the job for you. They are going to just help you massively. Do you get it? It will be in the trinkets, it will be in the particular knowledge of the tactics, and it will be also in consumables, my friends. That's it. Now, another obviously important part is the talents. I see a lot of people doing it with balance, or at least they did it in balance. It doesn't work for me very well, and maybe it will not work for you very well, so go restoration. Because restoration gives you Isero's Gift. Isero's Gift heals you for 3% of your maximum health every 5 seconds. You know what? Before you knock it, before you say that doesn't matter, Gyro, here is, take a look at the damage meter. Okay, this is not a very high DPS, but it was enough. If we change to healing done from the past fight and take a look at it, Isero's Gift did 21% of overall healing. Take a look. Frenzied Regeneration was the massive part of it, of course, but 20% of extra healing in this kind of fight Try and convince me that it's not important. It is important, and I'm showing to you a factual proof of it. Regrowth did a tiny part of this, but Isera's gift is absolutely amazing. Also, why not balance? Let's just keep talking about this, why not balance. And I tried balance. Okay, I did. Balance is only useful if you want to swap in and out of the Moonkin form and do a little bit more damage to Varys in the first part of the fight. It is not important if you're using these trinkets. They are going to burn Varys very quickly unless you are being an idiot and not doing your part, because there is still a massive part for you to do, as I said several times already. So if you're doing the right things, basically it's not important to be a Moonkin, is my point. I would much rather have more healing on myself in the second phase when I'm dealing with Cruel. That's it. And that is what I am promoting here, my friends. Alright, consumables. Consumables are important. Do not ignore consumables and start using them, start busting through them once you know that you have nailed and you have understood properly the intricacies of the actual fight itself, because nobody is taking away those. You need to have them. So first of all, as I already mentioned, Lightless Force is our enchant, but we are going to use twice Shadow Core Oil to apply to both of our claws. We are going to have high chance of dealing additional shadow damage. Take a look at this. Shadow Core Oil Blast, it didn't do all that much in this particular case, it seems, but sometimes it will rate a lot higher. In this case it's not as high simply because of how much the other sources have done. And while we're looking at Shadow Core Oil Blast, take a look at Arcane Blast a little bit higher there. See, 4.3% of total damage. That's massive! That is an insane amount of that stuff. And Mark of the Hidden Satyr, by the way, didn't do 1%. It did 2% of the whole damage. So you can see a lot. A lot. And then you see towards the top, Lightless Force, 7%. Void Bolt from Void Walker, almost 10%, 9.5. I expected more than that. And you can see Spectral Swashbuckler from the Captain Zvezdan's leg did 22%. 22% of damage, oh my lord! If I need to convince you further that you need to get that trinket, and it will be hard, it's part of the game, that's why it's not cheese, you need to, camp for it. So these are very, very critical things that you need. I think it was a fun experience, as painful as it was, as much as I was trying, as many times as I was dying. It was a very cool experience, even revisiting old content, trying to farm for gear. I went to Siege of Orgrimmar, I listened to every man, woman and their dog, to make sure that I get as much of that as possible, but well. So this is it. This is what basically happened. So the achievement was well worth it. I hope that the pointers, specific pointers with the trinkets, with consumables and tactics, help you, my friends. If they did, give it a like. I am waiting for Dragonflight as much as you do, but in case you need to guess what class and what spec I'm going to be playing, well, try and guess again, because it's a very, very easy choice. I'm gonna be a Guardian Druid in Dragonflight. And other than that, enjoy your bear form, my friends. Hope it helped you. Bye for now.